whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And we say good morning to you. Thanks for being with us. We are live here again at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on this Wednesday, show number 1765. And we're live again. Thanks for being with us. Got birthdays today on this birthday, the 21st of December. Happy birthday to talk show host Phil Donahue having a birthday, 87 today. Tennis star Chris Everett, Chrissy Everett having a birthday, 68 today. Ray Romano, everybody loves Raymond, having a birthday, 65 today. And also actor Kiefer Sutherland having a birthday. He's 56. And those are the birthdays again here on this Wednesday, December the 21st. We are live again. It's the first day of winter. Comes in at 4:48 this afternoon. It's nice out there today, but it's going to change, as you will know. And we got some cold weather very much coming in here, but it's only going to last for a couple of days. So it's not like we're in Alaska. It's going to be a prolonged cold front. It's like 2 days. What I'll see next week's going to be back up in the 50s and 60s. So whatever we got is going to last for a day or two, and that's it at best. It starts, I think, tomorrow night. In fact, I'll give you the forecast here. We've already done the national anthem, so we jump in here. We got to start off on a sad note today. One of the all-time greats passed away overnight, so we'll tell you about that in a second in pro football. Let's see. Here's the verse of the day. The verse today, Psalm 16, 1 and 2 says, "Keep me safe, O God, for in thee do I put my trust." Verse 2, "I said to the Lord, you are my Lord. Apart from you, I have no good thing." How about that? That's very true. Psalm 16, verses 1 and 2. "Keep me safe, O God, for in thee do I put my trust." And then in verse 2, it says, "I said to the Lord, you are my Lord. Apart from you, I have no good thing." That's the verse of the day here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, again live at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. And again, we told you the birthday, so let's jump in here and bring you the sad news. Hate to start things off on a sad note, but it is that which it is, and it needs to be brought out that Franco Harris, legendary running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers, passed away, age of 72. Interesting. Franco Harris, whose immaculate reception was a highlight in a decorated Pro Football Hall of Fame career of the Steelers and 1 year of the Seahawks, passed away, 72. No cause of death was immediately known. Franco Harris played 12 of his 13 NFL seasons with the Steelers after being a star at Penn State, was a 9-time Pro Bowl selection and 4-time Super Bowl champion. His 91 career rushing touchdowns rank 11th all-time. He holds several Steelers records, including his 11,950 rushing yards with the franchise, put in the Pro Football Hall of Fame back in 1990. Franco Harris, interestingly enough, they were going to retire his jersey Christmas Eve when they play the Raiders. The Raiders. Days before the Steelers were scheduled to retire his number 32 jersey during a halftime ceremony with the Steelers and the Raiders on Christmas Eve. Franco Harris gone at the age of 72. Wow. So, interesting. So, I don't know what, I guess the Steelers will still retire his jersey. I don't know what to do now since he's gone, but is what it is, I guess. So, sad note for sure if you're a Steelers fan, just a pro football guy. Franco Harris, one of those good guys, you never heard much. In fact, I don't know if he ever got in trouble about anything. One of those guys, he quote-unquote, kept his nose clean, but is gone at the age of 72, Franco Harris. Tom Taylor Sports Show, got lots going on today. We're going to be joined by Thomas Gooch coming up here in just a few minutes, the head basketball coach of the Crockett Lady Pioneers. He joins us. Top of the hour, Greg Sawyer. All kinds of Major League Baseball tradings. A lot of movement this late into the month of December, right before Christmas, and a big one. We'll let him tell you all about that. One that was going to go to the Giants, now is going to the Mets. I'll just go ahead and tell you, Carlos Carrera is now a New York Met. That is huge. And we'll let him tell you all about that and some other big moves in Major League Baseball. Carlos Correa was going to be with the Giants, and they drugged their feet over a press conference and some health issues. So Correa said, okay. Overnight, the owner of the Mets, Steve Cohen, makes a phone call, starts whittling and dealing, and guess what? Correa is now a New York Met. You talking about getting a strong baseball team in the NL East. The Braves better jump out there and get something going, I would think. Because the NL East got very, very strong over the last 2 or 3 weeks, and it's primarily in New York. So the Mets strengthen their team in a big-time way. We got some college basketball to take a look at, some hockey, some high school basketball. A lot of tournaments going on. Elizabeth, by the way, the Lady Cyclones playing in the championship of the Seahawk Holiday Classic down in Hilton Head, playing Westview Academy, a team that know very, very well. Both teams from Tennessee are playing for the championship in the Seahawk Holiday Classic. So the Lady Cyclones playing for all the marbles in that particular tournament before they come back home and enjoy the Christmas break. So good luck to the Lady Cyclones in Hilton Head. They'll come back the next week, play at the Andrew Johnson Bank Ladies Classic in Greenville with a lot of good teams there as well. So Thomas Gooch will join us coming up at the bottom of the hour. Get happy birthdays to Phil Donahue, 87. Chris Everett having a birthday, 68. Ray Romano. Everybody Loves Raymond is 65 today. And Kiefer Sutherland having a birthday, 56. And this is the first day of winter. Comes out officially at 4:48 this afternoon. Oh, so we'll look up the weather for you before we go to the break and get ready for Thomas Gooch talking about Crockett Lady Pioneer basketball. All right, let's see what we got here for the old weather forecast. Everybody's flipping out. It's like, okay, it's all right. Tomorrow, scattered showers tomorrow. In the morning, clearing the afternoon, 53, chance of rain 50%. Tomorrow night, rain developing late, changing to snow after midnight. Windy late, lows 19 tomorrow night, chance of precip 90%. Snow accumulations 1 inch or less. It'll be okay. Now, Friday, here in the Tri-Cities or Northeast Tennessee. So here's the thing. This weather forecast goes from Mountain City down to Morristown. There's a lot of change in the topography from Morristown to Mountain City. Or from Johnson City to Mountain City, for that matter. Maybe you don't get a mountain all the way down to Mountain City, but for the Tri-Cities immediate, from Johnson City, if you jump in the car and start heading to Mountain City, it's a steady climb. So things will be different up there than there will be here in the immediate Tri-Cities. Anyway, windy on Friday. Scattered snow showers, early followed by flurries. Partly cloudy. High near 19, temperatures falling on Friday down to 10. Wind chills below 0, winds 20 to 30 miles per hour. Gusts near 40 miles per hour. Says power loss possible, so make sure you got some backup heat sources. We do. We have propane. If in case we lose the power, got some propane gas log stoves. Mostly cloudy and breezy on Friday night. Flurries possible, low of around 3. Wind chills below 0. Winds Friday night 10 to 25. Christmas Eve, partly cloudy, flurries 19. Christmas Eve night 8. Christmas Day 26. Christmas night 12. As we said, next Friday, Monday 35, Tuesday 43, Wednesday 50, next Thursday 56, and next Friday a week 63. So whatever we get, it's lasting 48 hours and it's gone. So I think we can make it through. Be all right. Folks are flipping out. I get that. But, again, it's going to be cold, no question. So make sure your pets have plenty of, get them out of the wind, and make sure they have plenty of fresh water for this next couple of days. Anyway, we're live here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. You can go online and order a grilled bundle and get a free gallon of tea today. Go to Chick-fil-A, Johnson City Crossing, order a grilled bundle of sandwiches, and it'll explain to you what's there when you get there. A grilled bundle today only, get a free gallon of tea. Compliments of Chick-fil-A here in Johnson City. Cold weather's coming. Mike Barnett tells us Big John's closeout. Be ready. Here we go. Winterizing. Here's a good checklist. Make sure, listen to this man because he knows what he's talking about. Where they hammer high prices, Big John's closeout downtown Elizabethton. Here's Mike to tell you about what to do. Make sure your home's ready to go in your business and your church for that matter. Make sure everything's ready to go to get winterized because the cold weather's coming starting tomorrow night and running through Sunday. Where we live, winterized with Big John's closeouts.
Well, as we talk about the winter months, there's always going to be those spells where, we have a little bit of a warming trend, then we turn right back around and we get cold again. So a lot of things you can do to sort of prepare for an extended period of time when you're going to have temperatures that are below freezing and things of that nature. And there's some very basic things that you can do, such as faucet covers, protecting that outside faucet, that's continually exposed to the weather. Pipes that run along the outside of your wall, you can wrap them with either fiberglass wrap-on pipe insulation, or we've got the foam pipe insulation that comes in 6-foot pieces in a number of different sizes. You can get half, 3/4 inch, and we can even order larger sizes for commercial type situations, but most people are looking at either the half or 3/4 or 1 inch foam pipe insulation. You talk about weather stripping and stuff around doors, drafts and things of that nature that put cold air into your heated area and just makes it a little more uncomfortable. So you can get weather stripping for your doors, windows. You can get window kits to go on the outside that you can sort of add another layer there to sort of help cut down some of the drafts and stuff of that nature. There's just a lot of different things you can do. We also talk about looking at being prepared in case you do have a situation where you've lost power. And with snowfall and wet snow, which they're not sure what we're going to get yet, and we're not sure what we're going to get throughout the winter seasons. You can also have propane heaters, backup wall type heaters, fireplace, gas log sets, even some of these for emergency in basements and other stuff, the top heaters that go on a little portable propane tank, either single burner or double burner. We've got those. So there's a lot of different ways you can look at being prepared.
Absolutely. And they have it all at Big John's Closeout where they hammer high prices. Talk about, you mentioned the propane, you have gas logs, and you also have, I used to call them the milk barn heaters.
Yep. Milk house. Yeah,
heaters,
a lot of them have that. We've got some of the milk house heaters, both the small ones and a little bit larger version of it. We've got the oil-filled radiator-looking heaters, that are more of a consistent type heater, and we've got some bigger box type electric heaters and little miniature fireplace electric heaters that give you the look, of a fire and stuff of that nature to sort of add a little bit of ambiance, I guess you might say, to wherever you're trying to heat up and stuff of that nature. And I realize it probably isn't enough time to look at it, but we stock a full line of Owens Corning fiberglass insulation. If you've noticed, seem like your heat bills are going up and up, and you get up in the attic or look under the crawl space or basement and notice that maybe you don't have enough insulation there to cut down the drafts and to keep the heat loss down, we've got a full line, both 15-inch wide, 23-inch wide, everything from R11 on up to R48.
Got it all available at Big John's Closeouts. They hammer high prices. Hours are open.
Well, we're here from 7:30 to 6, Monday through Friday. And on Saturday, we're here 8 to 4, except for closing a little bit for holidays, which we will be closed Christmas Eve. That Saturday to give our staff and folks a little bit of a break. But we're normally there 8 to 4 on Saturday, and we're closed on Sunday, so our families can get out and worship and spend time together and just have a little bit of time to relax.
Social media, how do we find you?
Well, you can go to Big John's Closeouts You can also email questions to experts with an S at Big Johns with an S, closeouts with an S.com, or you can send things to me. I'll be glad to answer any questions you've got at Mike at MIKE at BigJohnsCloseouts.com. And then you can also check us out on Facebook. We occasionally put specials and promotions on there.
One of our great sponsors of the Tom Dooley Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. Love having them on. They hammer high prices. Mike Barnett and the folks at Big John's Closeouts.
So I'm Dr. Beth Cannon of Cannon Family Dental. We do a little bit of everything, cosmetic dentistry, general dentistry. We see all ages of patients. I like that patients are comfortable with bringing their family here. With smaller children, they're some of my favorite patients to see. We always try to make that first visit super happy where they get to come in, sit in the chair, see how they get pictures of their teeth and get their teeth brushed with a little silly brush. There's multiple families that have been with me since the beginning, and their kids were, my kids' age, like 7, 8 years old, and now they're grown up driving. They drive to their own appointments and make their own appointments, which is wonderful, and getting to see the kids and grow up with them. It's great to be a part of that. So if any of you are looking for a new dentist, we would love to have you join our family. Definitely give us a call if you'd like to come in.
Back on the Tom Dooley Sports Show, we're live at Chick-fil-A here in Johnson City. Let's go to the Ponies there. He's off to a flying start there at 11-1. The head coach of the Crockett Lady Pioneer basketball team, Thomas Goods. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Good morning, Tom. Thanks for having me. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How's everything going? I guess that's a crazy question when you're 11-1 and your guys have won, or your girls have won 11 out of 12. Y'all are hitting it right now. Cooking with propane. Tell me about this team. They're off and running to a good start.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't really ask much more. 11-1 is a great start. The girls have been working hard. They've been buying into the system. They know the expectations. We graduated, 9 of 10 starters the last 2 years, and we're playing a lot of freshmen, sophomores, but they know what we expect. And every time we step on the court, we expect to win the ball game. And just like I said, couldn't be more happy with the start.
So there's a swagger. I saw you guys in the Jamboree. I keep saying you guys. I saw your ladies in the Jamboree over at Elizabeth, and there is a swagger. And I picked right up on that. When you walk out on the floor, you got that air. It's not cocky. You just got that air about you that you expect to win the game, and you've pounded it into their head, have you not?
Yeah, that starts with just buying into our system. We go hard in practice. We challenge one another. Our goal is to try to outwork our opponent and to stay hungry, never be satisfied. And they play with a little chip on their shoulder. So we're playing, and we're starting 2 freshmen, starting 2 sophomores. We're really young. I think 90% of our program is underclassmen, but they know the expectations as soon as they walk in the door. And so far, they've done a great job getting off to a good start.
We'll talk about the feeder schools coming up in a minute. Let's talk. You're 11-1. Who are some of the ladies playing well right now for Crockett's basketball team?
Well, it starts with our floor leader, Bella Ferguson. She's our point guard, sophomore. She started as a freshman. Right now she's leading the country in assists. She's averaging about 12.5 assists a game. So she really gets us going at the point. Freshman guard, Briley Fullick, she's averaging 23 points a game. She really came in and played well for us. She can take a game over in a hurry. She proved that last week at South Green. We also have another freshman starting inside, Leah Story. She's averaging 13 points and 11 rebounds a night. I think through the 12 games, she's had 8 double-doubles. Last night against Jeff County, she had 6 blocks. So she's a great rim protector, great athlete. She can run the floor well. getting good production out of other two starters as well. Lacey Birds, she's come on of late. She's, I think, in 3 straight games, she's scored in double figures. She's averaging right at 10 points and 6 rebounds a game. And then, and Gabby Wood, she's our 5th starter. She's kind of been, we've kind of asked her to be the defensive stopper. She took away some great players this year, held them way under their averages. So, and she's averaging, she put the ball in the basket. She's averaging 6-7 points a game as well. But right now, the team, I think we're averaging 68 points a game and, getting after it defensively. So, we're very, very pleased with the start.
We're talking to Thomas Gooch. We're live here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. So look at the records right now. There's 3 teams that jump out at me. Crockett at 11-1. Of course, Elizabeth's Lady Cyclones at 9-2. And then Hampton's Lady Bulldogs are 10-0. So you guys right now, you're the best team out there. And of course, you haven't started conference play yet. What are you doing over the Christmas break now? You guys playing any tournament anywhere or anything?
Yeah, we're leaving out on the 27th and going to Tampa, Florida. We'll be there through January 1st, so we'll play 3 games down there. We're in a really good bracket. We play Boca Raton the first round on the 28th, and I know we're also in a bracket with Oak Forest, Illinois. They have like the 26th rated player in the country. She's already committed to LSU, so it's going to be a good bracket, great tournament, be a good experience for us, and it'll hopefully help us get ready for conference play.
Which starts after Christmas, and of course the conference is Crockett at Boone, Science Hill, Westridge, and Dobbins Bennett. So who's out there? It's going to be tough night in, night out. It's going to be a tough conference, and you're right there going to be in the thick of it. So what's the scouting report on the conference this year?
It's a very, very good conference. Probably one of the best top to bottom in the state. All 5 teams can play. It wouldn't shock me for anybody to beat any other team on a given night. So I think last year we ended up winning the Big 5, and we didn't win a game by more than 4 points. I think maybe actually 5 points, and had a triple overtime game in there. So the conference is going to come down to 1 or 2 possessions, and it could be anybody's to take.
There you go. Great report. Thank you for checking in with us, sir. We'll talk to you after Christmas. Have a safe trip to Tampa, and Merry Christmas to you and yours. And thanks for letting me approach you here on the show. We're going to be doing this on a regular basis, so appreciate your willingness to brag on your girls.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having us on, and we appreciate it. Merry Christmas to you.
You got it. Got to promote our ladies, folks. They work hard just like the guys do. So there he is, head coach of the Lady Pioneers Crockett basketball, Thomas Gooch, with us here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. 4 upsets last night in top 25 college basketball. I'll tell you about that right after this break. From the Jewelers Bench, we're live here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on show number 1,765. They said it wouldn't work. We're at number 1765 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back talking to our buddy Sherry Holtzclaw, the Jewelers Bench. Watches. Tell me about this watch, would you please?
So this is a bearing watch. They're super thin, lightweight. The crystal is guaranteed not to scratch. So if it does scratch, you bring it back and the company replaces it. And it's $199.
That's your price point. All right, there's one of them.
Yep.
All right, show me another one, please.
And then here's going to be a dark blue one.
Okay.
And
nice. Show you the band.
it's kind of like a mesh band. So they're, super lightweight, real thin, just very comfortable and easy to wear.
Okay.
And then we'll do a man's. This is kind of gives you like the Rolex style look, I guess. And that one's $249.
There's the band. There's the face.
And those actually has links, so which all of them are adjustable, so they'll fit just about any wrist. There's another man's. I just love the different colors that they've come out with.
It's kind of a cobalt blue, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let me put it up this way. You can see it a little bit better. There you go. There you go. All right. And
there's another man's.
Another man's watch. Okay. See on the screen the Bearing brand. Here's the band to show you. Price point on this one again is.
I'm gonna say that one's $199, maybe a little more.
Okay.
And this one's a black ladies with a little bit of gold accent, and it's $199.
Got lots of watches here, folks. These are the Bearing watches. See, there's the name. At the Jewelers Bench, where we are, of course. All right. Now, how do we find you? Social media?
So social media is Facebook, and Instagram.
Webs-
Website is jewelersbench10.com.
There you go. Hours are open.
Right now we're open Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 6, and then this Saturday we'll be open 9:30 to 5, and then on New Year's Eve we're going to be open 9:30 to 4.
There you go. All right, here at the Jewelers Bench in Elizabethton, proud sponsor of the Cyclones and the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
My name is Meredith, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese is the oven-toasted, cheesy top layer. If home had a flavor, it would be Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese. I'm passionate about it.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. What a nice guy, Thomas Googe. Goodness gracious. He's anytime you want me to promote my kids and my girls, I always kept saying you guys, and that's just something I say, but anytime he said you want to promote my girls, rather, you call me, and I'll be ready to do it. Isn't that nice? So here's the thing. On this show, we try to promote everybody in all the sports we can. Not all the coaches will talk. Don't know why. Not all the coaches will talk. Of course, in their defense, a lot of them are in school, and so now they're not. But now they're out with family and friends for Christmas, so it's kind of tough to track them down. But Thomas said, you call me, just told me, he said, you call me anytime, and I'll promote him. Hello, Kim Oliver. Thank you. Mrs. Oliver, thank you very, very much. Found out that would be Thomas's mother-in-law. I said, you know Kim Oliver? He said, yeah, she's my mother-in-law. So there you go. So, in fact, his wife is a Cyclone. That's good. At night, we wear orange and black. We promote the Cyclones. We unashamedly tell you that. We do the Cyclones. We do 2A Duggar. We do Milligan. During the day, we try to we do our best to promote everybody. And that's why we're here, and that's what we do, and that's why we wear two different hats. At night, Cyclones, and during the day, the Tom Taylor Sports Show. So we're live here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Again, the Nugget Bundle. When you order a grilled bundle, you get a free gallon of tea today. Go to the Facebook, Chick-fil-A Johnson City Crossing, and find out the details. When you order a grilled bundle today only, you get a free gallon of tea. Can't beat that. They got some really good tea here. All right, 4 upsets last night. Put my Food City glasses back on. But again, thanks to Kim Oliver. Hello to Doug Wolf in New Jersey. Hello to Betty Lacey. This is what I found out, too. Facebook told me that little number at the top, pay no attention to that. He said there's a whole lot more people watching, and they are. We just hit 7,700 followers every day. So there's a whole lot more watching, obviously, than the 9 up there. I don't even know what that means. But Facebook said, don't worry about that. That is nothing you need to concern yourself with. So hello to Junior. Yes, they do. Junior says the Lady Cyclones go for gold today at 3 in the Seahawk Holiday Classic against Westview Academy down in Hilton Head. So we're trying to be able to stream them next week at the Andrew Johnson Bank Ladies Classic in Greenville. We have not been given the green light yet to do that, which I don't understand. What, either yes or no, what is the big deal? But anyway, and all we're doing is promoting, student athletes, high school sports. And one of the coaches remains anonymous, said, well, you're just promoting the Cyclones. I said, sir, when you see the game, there's 2 teams out there. And I get the other kids' names, too, so I'm promoting both teams. Made no sense to me. And I thought, this guy's a coach, and he has that logic. But anyway, it doesn't matter who it is. It was interesting for him to say that. So, hello, Linda Wagner. How you doing, lady? Anyway, if we can, we'll be there. If not, we won't. All right, 4 upsets. College basketball last night. 15th ranked Mississippi State goes to Drake, and Drake beats them by 6. 14th ranked Duke, the Blue Devils go to Wake Forest. Wake Forest beat them by 11. 24th ranked Marquette traveled to Providence. Providence beat them in double overtime by 5. And 6th ranked Virginia goes to Miami, and they got beat by 2 by the 22nd ranked Hurricanes. So 4 upsets. Mississippi State, Duke, Marquette, and Virginia all lose. UConn beat Georgetown by 11. UConn number 2 in the country. Number 9, Alabama, a 20-point win over Jackson State. 18th ranked Indiana beat Elon by 24. 12th ranked Baylor, the Bears in men's basketball, 10-point win over Northwestern State. 5th ranked Arizona defeats Montana State by 21. And 11th ranked Gonzaga with a 10-point win over Montana, beating the Grizzlies. That's all last night. By the way, it's National Signing Day, college football. It is a moving target, so we'll wait till tomorrow and give you the final tally of who did what. Obviously, Alabama and Georgia and Notre Dame and Ohio State are the big four as far as getting recruits. Hello, Teresa Ting. How you doing, lady? So we'll wait till tomorrow, but it's happening as we speak. Today's National Signing Day, so we'll find out for sure who did what as far as signing the big boys. I know Arch Manning for sure signed with Texas today. That is a definite. He is one of the big fish out there in the quarterbacking ranks. And so he did make it official. He did sign Texas, so he will be a Longhorn now. All right, top 25 college basketball tonight. 8th-ranked Tennessee at home against Austin Peay, taking on the Governors tonight. 6 o'clock at Thompson Bowling Arena. Top-ranked Purdue hosting New Orleans tonight. Number 3 Houston hosting McNeese State. As we said, Tennessee home to Austin Peay. Other games tonight involving top 25. 13th-ranked UCLA hosting University of California Davis, or UC Davis. 21st-ranked Virginia Tech having a big year. The Hokies at Boston College tonight in an ACC basketball game. 19th-ranked Kentucky at Rupp Arena hosting Florida A&M. The Wildcats battling the Rattlers. Kentucky football got a big shot in the arm. I'll tell you about that in a moment. By the way, happy birthday to Gary Rowe today. Gary Rowe, pastor at Fairview Baptist Church, a big Wildcat fan on Elizabethton, is 40 years old today. Happy birthday to Pastor Rowe. Good guy. Watches the show all the time. Has a daughter that dances or cheers. Can't remember which one at Milligan, so I see him at the Milligan games all the time. 7th-ranked Texas tonight hosting Louisiana. 20th-ranked TCU, the Horned Frogs at Utah tonight. 23rd-ranked Auburn Bruce Pearl's team at Washington tonight up in the Pacific Northwest. 10th-ranked Arkansas playing host to UNC Asheville. And 25th-ranked Arizona State at San Francisco. The Bucs will be in LSU tonight to battle the Bayou Bengals. So East Tennessee State playing at LSU tonight for the men's college basketball for this Wednesday. I believe it is tonight. It's tonight or tomorrow night? It's tonight, is it not? Let me double check here. Make sure I'm not telling you something wrong. Green Acres is a place for me. Why am I singing that song? I watched some Coach last night. Funny stuff. Yep, tonight, 8 o'clock. ETSU 4-8 at LSU 10-1 tonight at 8 o'clock from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. All right, college football, the Bowls won today. Yesterday, Eastern Michigan beat Idaho, and Boise, Idaho, beat them in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Eastern Michigan over San Jose State, 41-27. The Boca Raton Bowl last night, it was Liberty defeating Toledo. The game today, the New Orleans Bowl, South Alabama, the Jaguars taking on Western Kentucky at 9 o'clock tonight, if you're so inclined to watch that barn burner. If you missed it earlier in the start of the show, Franco Harris, legendary Pittsburgh Steeler with the Immaculate Reception, passed away at the age of 72. No cause of death immediately known. Franco Harris, 9-time Pro Bowl selection, 4-time Super Bowl champion. Played 12 of his 13 seasons in Pittsburgh with the Steelers. All-time leading rusher for Pittsburgh. Over 11,000 yards rushing with 91 career rushing touchdowns. Put into the Pro Football Hall of Fame back in 1990. Here's the irony of the whole thing. They are going, I guess they still will. They were supposed to retire his jersey coming up Christmas Eve when the Steelers play the Raiders in the rematch, if you will. I think the 40th anniversary. 40th or 50th. I think it's 40th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception when the Steelers beat the Raiders. That was Franco Harris's rookie season. But he passes away, and I would assume they're still going to, I guess they're still going to honor him. I don't think so. The retirement of his jersey, I guess his family, but that'll be bittersweet. Or maybe they'll postpone it because I would think him passing away today, the funeral is going to be between now and Christmas Eve. Wouldn't that be awful to have a funeral, have one of your loved ones pass away right around Christmas? It happens all the time, but it's just, to me, it'd be very, very sad. All right, high school basketball. Let's run them down from last night. Who did what? Boone, Florida, in a tournament, beat Hampton last night by 15 down in Florida. That was on Monday. I'm sorry, let's go to the Tuesday games. My bad. Tuesday, Jeff County beat Crockett's guys by 17. Hampton came back and beat Lake Mary, Florida by 22. And Tennessee got beat by Newcastle, Pennsylvania by 18. In the Alpha Invitational in Kingsport at formerly Sullivan North, Now it's called the Tribe Athletics Complex. Jonesboro, Georgia, blistered Daniel Boone by 44. Lexington, South Carolina beat Volunteer by 12. Breathitt County, Kentucky defeated the host team, Dobbins Bennett, 79-70. And then the Mohegans from Morgantown, West Virginia. Yay! It's back up home. Morgantown beat Hopewell, North Carolina by 14. In the Big H Christmas Bash in Rogersville, your championship, South Green beat West Green by 16. For third place, Sullivan East all over Cherokee, 75-36. For fifth place in that tournament, Union County beat Hancock County by 23. And for seventh place, Jenkins, Kentucky beats Happy Valley by 4. That's in the Big H Christmas Bash in Rogersville. Now for today, they started at noon, or getting ready to start at noon rather. Daniel Boone and Volunteer. At 1:30, Dobbins Bennett and Hopewell, North Carolina. At 3 o'clock, Jonesboro, Georgia and Lexington, South Carolina. And then at 7 tonight, Breathitt County, Kentucky and Morgantown, West Virginia at 7 o'clock tonight. And in the private school bracket, you have at 4:30 today, the Word of God, North Carolina versus Knox Webb. Then at 8:30 tonight, Brentwood Academy and the Moravian Prep out of North Carolina. That's on the boys' side. On the girls' side, let's run down those from yesterday. Crockett's ladies, as we told you, we just talked to Coach Googe, they beat Jeff County by 21. Elizabethton's Lady Cyclones all over White County, Georgia, snapping a 12-game winning streak for White County. Beat them 63-49. Again, Elizabethton plays at 3 today for the championship of the Seahawk Classic in Hilton Head. Playing for the championship at the Holiday Hoops in Viking Hall. High Point Christian over West Ridge by 4. Honaker beat Twin Valley by 4. Tennessee High beat Independence by 13. And Ensworth defeated Sullivan East ladies by 40, 69-29. In the Big H Christmas Bash in Rogersville, championship, Hampton beat Cherokee 64-36 to stay unbeaten. Cumberland Gap beat Happy Valley for third place, 40-18. For fifth place, Twin Springs beat Phelps, Kentucky by 11. And for seventh place, it was Jenkins, Kentucky over Hancock County by 7. And that was the Big H Christmas Bash in Rogersville. Other games today, Dobbins Bennett at Christian Academy, DB playing at CAK in Knoxville. Science Hills ladies at Bearden today. And Cloudland plays at Clay County. Now the Holiday Hoops at Viking Hall in Bristol. Westridge at 3:30 will play Sullivan East. And Independence at 5 o'clock will play Twin Valley. Then the semifinals at Viking Hall, High Point Christian will take on Ensworth at 7 o'clock tonight. Then Honaker and Tennessee High will play at 8:30 tonight. So a lot of basketball going on around the area. And again, it was Elizabethton over White County, Georgia. 63-49. 3-point goals. Elizabethton continues to light them up. Had 5 in the game. Olivia Holly 2. Brennan Lane had 1. Maddie Fowler had 1. And Riley Whitson had 1. So the Lady Cyclones run the record of 9-2, playing in the championship today of the Seahawk Holiday Classic in Hilton Head, South Carolina. We'll have them back next week. Of course, once the new year starts, we've got a lot of basketball coming. Whoo-hoo, baby. Enjoy it. Who told me at church? Enjoy it. Save your voice, because once it gets the first year, it's a lot of hoops. And he's right. Oh, it was, just went blank. I can see him, can't remember his name. Come to me in a moment. Happy birthday to Chris Everett, 68. Everybody loves Raymond. Ray Romano, 65 today. Phil Donahue, talk show host, 87. It is the first day of winter. Comes in officially at 4:48 this afternoon. On this day back in, I thought this was cool. Back on this day in 1620, the Pilgrims aboard the Mayflower went ashore for the first time at present-day Plymouth, Massachusetts. On this day back in 1620. And on this day, how about this? This is really cool. On this day back in 1891, the first basketball game devised by James Naismith, is believed to have been played at the YMCA in Springfield, Massachusetts on this day, 1891. How about that? And we've never looked back. James Naismith, again, shot at the peach basket, had to go up the ladder, reach down because he forgot to cut a hole out of the bottom of the basket. Made a basket and go up there and climb that ladder, take the ball out of the basket and throw it back out. It's pretty cool. The old cigarette commercial, we've come a long way, baby, since then. Good grief. So anyway, basketball, first game ever played in the game of basketball, believed on this day, back at 1891. We are live again at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on this Wednesday, December the 21st. Tomorrow, Lingerfield Drug Center. Then Friday will be at Food City in Elizabethton to kick off the holiday weekend. Cold weather's coming, but again, as I read the forecast a few minutes ago, it's okay. It's going to be cold, maybe a little bit snowy, but again, it's only going to be here for like a day or two. It's not like we're going to be a cold front locked in for days or weeks. It's like 2 days and it's going to warm back up. So we're going to be okay. 40s by next week, and by next Friday back up in the 60s. It's going to be okay. And after all, it is winter today, officially the first day of winter, so we're supposed to have a little cold weather. Here's Gabe Short, Sounds of the Season. I'll be home for Christmas. A little Christmas music on the Tom Taylor Sports. It's Gabe Short to sing for you.
I'm dreaming tonight of a place I love even more than I usually do. And although I know it's a long road back, I promise you I'll be home for Christmas. You can plan on me. Please have snow and mistletoe and presents on the tree. Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams, if only in my dreams.
We're talking to Dr. again, Sylvester Contreras from Physical Therapy Services. And one of the things you help folks with are muscle spasms and sprains. Tell me about that.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of that right now, especially with the high school kids getting back into football. So we get a lot of weekend warriors who go out and run and twist their ankle, get a sprain, or just people that pull their muscles. So it's our job to treat that muscle and get it back to fully working. So we make sure that we get you out of pain first. Once you're out of pain, then we start to strengthen that muscle and build its endurance so that you can get back to doing what you want to do.
Guys and girls, right?
Guys and girls.
Yep. Is there any trend, more older folks, baby boomers, kids, senior citizens, or just a mixed bag?
A mixed bag, but really with your muscle sprains, we see a lot of, for the muscle spasm, it's a lot for the low back spasms. But for the ankle sprains, we see a lot of our high school athletes, especially the football players, that just roll their ankle or take a step wrong and they end up in our clinic.
Yep. Dr. Sylvester Contreras, folks, Physical Therapy Services. How do we find you guys on social media?
Social media, we have Facebook accounts for both of our clinics. Our main clinic is at 1975 West Elk, where we have our orthopedic and sports specializations. And then our other clinic next to medical care is our pediatric location. And you can always contact us at 543-0073, and we'll get you taken care of.
There you go. Folks, one of our great sponsors, they've been doing it for many, many years, Dr. Justin Smith, Dr. Danny Smith, Dr. Sylvester Contreras, the gang at Physical Therapy Services, one of our great sponsors of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
I walk walked into Chick-fil-A completely outnumbered. My husband was away at military leadership training, and the kids were doing this. Miss Carol brought me water, something to eat, and then before I knew it, she was tying Margot's shoes up and carrying her out to the car.
It always makes me feel good if I help somebody.
I went in the next day because I just wanted to make sure she knew how much I appreciated her help.
I'm just so glad there was somebody there when she really needed it.
That's gonna go on my refrigerator.
Hey, it's your girl Mayani. A little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A Cobb salad is the chicken. Literally, the nuggets, they smack. When you put those nuggets in the salad, it just brings the salad to life. I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
Hi, I'm Jasmine. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A market salad is that the chicken is super juicy and the apples can be a little tangy, also a little sweet as well. So there's just a ton of different flavors. It's just so good.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We are live again. We are here, excuse me, at Chick-fil-A. Do I get him over here?
And I'm here.
Yeah. You got to take you a little further. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Turn you up a little bit. There you go. It's loud in here, but that's okay. It's busy, and that's all right.
Yeah.
Is your mother watching?
She's watching.
Merry Christmas, Ev. Merry Christmas. There you go. How you doing? Any good?
Yeah, doing good.
Got all your shopping done?
I'm still waiting on a thing or two to be delivered that have been ordered.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, I think so. I mean,
Did you do good down there at the jewelry store the other day?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right.
They still had Black Friday deals.
Yeah. And you took advantage of it.
I did.
I heard about that.
I did.
What did he get? Can't tell you.
I can't say.
I can't tell you. He throat punched me. So
I'll tell you.
Tell me
next time.
Tell me next Wednesday. He'll be glad to tell me. But I can assure you, what he got, the recipients will be very pleased. So anytime you get something from the jeweler's bench, it's very pleased. Very good. Everybody's pleased at the jeweler's bench. In fact, we just got done showing Sherry. She's selling those Bearing watches about as fast as she can get them out of the case. Now they're flying out the G-Shock watches and. What's the third brand of watches? G-Shock and Bearing, going from memory. That ain't so good, but she's selling the whiz out of those watches right now, I can tell you that. So the G-Shocks in particular are flying out of there. And the Bearings. All right, lots going on in Major League Baseball. We are live here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. We're joined by Greg. He comes every week and provides a lot of information. His mother's so proud of him, and with good reason. So Ev says she's proud. Have you got your mom's present?
Yeah, no, there might be one more thing we're going to have to grab for her. But
right.
Yeah, I think Wendy's going to take care of that today.
All right, so we've got to make sure Ev's got something for Christmas. So.
Yeah, she's got something.
You would like to think on Christmas morning she'd be opening her presents in her Tom Taylor Sports Show T-shirt.
We'll see if we can't make that happen.
Oh, yeah, right. That'd be really cool. Christmas morning, take a picture under the tree with my shirt on, my Tom Taylor Sports Show T-shirt.
We may have to try to make that happen.
She's right now going, Tom, you're just silly. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right, so Carlos Correa, what in the world? This guy's going to go be a Giant. He signed a 13-year, $350 million free agent contract.
Yeah.
With the San Francisco Giants, who went up in smoke. So last night, thought he was going to be a Giant. Woke up this morning, he's a New York Met.
Yeah.
What's going on with all that, sir?
Yeah, something happened with the physical, and we don't know what. Don't know that we'll ever know. It may come out, but there was something in his physical with the Giants that the Giants evidently didn't like, and they backed away.
Mm-hmm.
So, which I think is kind of interesting because he's played in 89% of the games that he's been eligible to play in the last few years. So he's you know, you can't say he's been injury prone. You know, basically 90% of his games he's played in, and I mean, I think he had COVID once. That was one of the reasons that he couldn't play, which of course that was understandable.
Sure.
And then he got hit on the hand with a pitch that bruised a finger. I think cost him a few games. But other than that, you know, he's been pretty durable. So I'm kind of wondering what it is in that physical that he took that the Giants didn't like.
So they backed off, and they were supposed to have a press conference this week to announce he was officially going to be a Giant. Well,
yeah,
that didn't
yesterday.
Happen. Yesterday, yep. So that didn't happen. So his agent, Scott Boras, gets on the phone, starts talking, and calls Steve Cohen, the owner of the Mets, and I got a guy that may want to come play for you. And so he is.
Yeah. So Steve Cohen is in Hawaii on vacation.
Excuse me.
And he sees this opportunity to add Carlos Correa to his roster, and he jumps at it. So instead of 13 years, $350 million, it's 12 years, $315 million, which just a little bit less per year. But
there again.
Yeah.
Money's money.
Yeah.
From 350 to 315, okay.
Yeah, so what?
I can live with that, yeah. I'd be okay with that. So all of a sudden, but very much the Mets have fortified themselves as a major player now in the National League.
Oh, absolutely. And here's the thing, Correa is probably not even going to be a shortstop. You know, we're talking about these four guys that were these four great shortstops. Correa is probably going to be the third baseman for the Mets because they already have Francisco Lindor. They signed a couple years ago to one of those huge contracts. So, yeah, the Mets are living large right now.
Oh, yeah.
And if you look at their lineup, boy, they're formidable. I mean, you know, I was looking at their lineup this morning, and I saw, okay, Nimmo at the top, and I almost forgot Starling Marte. They got him penciled in number 2 hole. You know, then Lindor, and then the polar bear, Pete Alonso,
yep.
hitting cleanup, and Correa's probably going to hit 5th in that lineup.
Pretty stout.
It
is. And a pretty good pitching staff go along with it.
Absolutely. You know, they added Justin Verlander, and they've made a couple other under-the-radar moves, too, that I think have helped the team. The Mets, they're for real.
And the Braves haven't done much, have they?
Braves have not done a whole lot.
No.
They've added a player here and there. They you know, Sean Murphy, I think, really is the big thing that we've talked about with the Braves.
So you still feel good about them going to spring training? They're still going to be pretty good team?
They're going to be a good team. I think their division is going to be tough to win. Sure. I think they're going to have to, you know, I picked them to win the division last year. They may fall to 3rd this year.
The
good
Phillies,
chance.
The Nationals. Not much of the Nationals. The Phillies and the Mets and the Braves.
Yeah, so at this point, I'm not sure who I'll pick, the Mets or the Phillies, but I'd say it'll be one of those two, and maybe the Braves coming up 3rd if they don't do something big.
That's coming up in a couple of weeks. We'll start breaking down the divisions for next year. Matt Carpenter going to the Padres.
Yeah.
$6 million this year. Coming over from was with the Cardinals and last year with the Yankees where he broke his foot. Is that a good move for San Diego?
Probably so. It's a low risk move. He's going to be a platoon player and a bench guy. It's hard to say. It's hard for me to say a platoon player and a bench guy that's going to be making $6 million, but that's really what he's going to be. So you know he hits right-handed pitching really well. Their lineup is really right-handed heavy. So he's going to be a left-handed bat that they can stick in there. That they will need from time to time, and then a good pinch hitter coming off the bench, I think, as well. So if he can turn things around, because he had a couple of really down years with the Cardinals, and then seemed to be rejuvenated when he went to the Yankees. So you know, let's see what this move does for Matt Carpenter in his career, and he's got a player option for 2024 as well, another $6 million if he decides he wants to play again.
Hello to Carol DeBose watching. Thank you. Hello, Merry Christmas. Same back to you. We're going to be here tomorrow. Thursday, we'll be in Lingerville Drug Center. Friday, we'll be at Food City. So we're going to be right up until Christmas. Today's the first day of winter. Franco Harris passed away today. Did you see that?
I saw that. 72 years old.
72. And that will retire his jersey at halftime Christmas Eve against the Raiders. I guess he still will. But
wow.
That's But I would assume there is going to be a funeral between here and there. I don't know whether they'll do that now or not. But Franco Harris is gone. Tom Browning.
Yes.
Lost him yesterday or day before. 62.
62.
Yeah. Did they ever say the cause of death? Did you ever hear?
I have not heard. They said that he was found unresponsive and attempts to resuscitate him were unsuccessful. So sounded like something like a heart attack, maybe something like that. But they have not said as of yet what the cause of death for Tom Browning was. They said there was no reason to suspect any foul play or anything, just natural causes. But yeah, really, really sad time. A guy that we remember as Mr. Perfect, as a Reds fan, hit through the only perfect game in Cincinnati Reds history so far. Hopefully it won't be the only one in my lifetime, but so far that is the only one in Reds history. And of course, another thing that he's always remembered for is sitting on the rooftop across the street from Wrigley Field during the game. He actually did that again just a couple years ago, and both times the Reds hit a home run while he was up there.
And he got fined. $500.
$500 for doing it in uniform in the middle of a game. I mean, he's a starting pitcher. He's not going to play, but yeah, the commissioner fined him.
Yep. And I think it was Lou Piniella, wasn't it, the manager?
Yeah, Lou Piniella was the manager.
He didn't like it either.
Yeah.
He wasn't too excited about it. So the local tie is the catcher of that game, perfect game, is Jeff Reed, who coaches at Providence Academy now.
Yes.
So Jeff Reed caught the perfect game with Tom Browning, who passed away early in the week at the age of 62. So, interesting. Just never know, do we?
We don't.
No.
We sure don't.
Kansas City Royals, Jordan Lyles. He goes there from the Orioles. $17 million, 2-year contract. He has played for 7 teams in 12 seasons. What do you think? Good move or not a good move for the Royals?
This is a guy that I've always liked. I've always thought that he just didn't get any run support. He's always played on bad teams. He's never really had the opportunity to show what he can do on a good team. And I don't think the Royals are going to be that great either, but they may be. I mean, they may be able to score him some runs from time to time. But I'm anxious. I would love to see what this guy could do if he was playing on a really good team. Because he's a guy I've always pulled for. I always liked him.
The few times I've watched just in highlights, he can bring it. He can bring some smoke.
He can.
He can bring some smoke. So Jordan Lyles going from the Orioles to the Royals. Brandon Drury.
Yeah.
Going to the Angels.
Yeah.
That's a big move with the Angels.
That is a big move for the Angels. And a good deal for them, I think.
Yeah.
A 2-year, $17 million. That's not bad for getting a guy like Brandon Drury. Of course, the Reds signed him last year as a free agent for like the minimum. I mean, they got him for next to nothing, and and he really had an all-star season. It was a shame that he did not make the all-star team last year, and then got traded at the deadline to the Padres, and really was a boost for them. Maybe didn't play quite as well for the Padres as he did for the Reds, but I'll tell you what, he is going to be a key piece in that lineup with Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani.
28 home runs, 87 RBIs. Pretty good year.
Yeah.
A lot of power. He's only 30 years old, so he was a silver slugger, wasn't he?
I believe he was. I saw him play 3 times last year, and did we lose something? Oh, there we go. Okay. Phew, scared me.
Don't tell me that. Don't say that to me.
Well, the screen went blank. Oh, my goodness.
I'm tense anyway on this thing because you never know what's going to go.
Okay. Anyway, I saw him play 3 times last year, and I think saw 2 of his home runs in those 3 games.
Reds haven't done anything, have they?
No. Nothing to speak of.
No. So I was going to follow the Orioles. Now they got rid of Jordan Lyles. Somebody else got rid of, so they're kind of doing a house cleaning too.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with them. They've been in on a couple of these free agents, haven't been able to pull the trigger yet. So, there's still some guys out there that they might make a move for, and if they do, they can have a good season again.
Tampa Rays will split the spring training between the Water World Sports Complex and Lake Buena Vista and Tropicana Field because the Hurricane Ian tore up their field. It's not going to be ready to go for spring training in Port Charlotte. because repairs couldn't be made in time for spring training. So they've trained in Port Charlotte since 2009, right south of St. Petersburg. So they're still recouping from that, recovering from the storm. So they're going to do their spring training at, I guess, Disney World. I guess Lake Buena Vista.
It's their it's all close to them anyway.
Yeah.
So
it's all fairly relative. So
the Marlins are the only team in Major League history that's actually gone north for spring training.
That's interesting. Going from Miami, going north.
Yeah, they've gone north a little bit. So
Daniel Norris still a free agent out there for the Tigers. You think he'll re-sign? You think he's run his gamut? You think somebody's going to pick him up?
I think somebody will take him. It may be a minor league deal with an invitation spring training, see if he can make the team. Somebody's going to take a chance on him. That'll happen.
Andrew McKeon says third place in the division, still made World Series last year.
Yeah.
Who's he referencing? He's referencing.
Is he talking about the Phillies, maybe?
Third place in the division, made World Series last year. Yeah, I guess it would be the Phillies. So, but the Braves really, I mean, they
were the number 2 wild card.
They were. Who was? The Phillies?
Yeah.
And they finished third in the division.
Yeah, and they made the World Series.
Made the World Series.
Yeah.
See, Andrew's on top of things. He's President Carter coming back.
Yeah.
You can't get it. He is smarter than the average bear, boo-boo.
So you can. I will go on a limb and say I think 3 teams from the National League East will be in the playoffs again next year.
The Mets are stout. I'm here to tell you. They picked up Verlander, and who's the other pitcher they picked up? Walker? No, not Walker. Talion? No, somebody else.
I'm drawing
a blank.
Right now,
the Mets drew it. So
my phone's not doing nothing. It's just sitting here with a line on it. It's not...
Really? That's using my phone. Must use the way mine does it.
Yeah, my phone's doing nothing.
First day of winter, by the way.
Shortest day of the year.
Shortest day of the year. You're right.
My mom told me that like 3 times this morning.
And the longest day of the year is June 21st.
Okay.
Did you know that?
I did not know that.
There you go. Longest day of the year is June 21st. Shortest day of the year is today, December 2-1. So winter comes in at 4:48 today. So there you go. We're live here again at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City, talking a little baseball. So things are, to me, they seem pretty active being this close to Christmas. Seems like usually it's quieted down, but they're still going pretty good.
They are, yeah. Yeah, of course, we haven't talked about the Dansby Swanson.
No, we're getting ready to talk about that,
Okay.
And Judge's press conference, I believe, is today to make it official. He will be a New York Yankee and some unbelievable. What did we end up talking about? Is it $27,000 an inning?
An inning, yeah.
$27,000 an inning. Hello, Evelyn. Your mom says, Merry Christmas, Tom. Oh, Ev. So.
And Aaron Judge also has been named the 16th Yankee captain as well.
That's neat.
Yeah, Hal Steinbrenner made that announcement today. He is also going to be the Yankees captain.
Well,
16th in team history.
So, in your humble opinion, I don't think I was going to tell you to be ready for this, but who do you feel like really shored their team up the best in the offseason? Who really made some big, strong moves to make them a better team? And we already know the Reds and one of the teams haven't done anything. So there's several teams out there we've not heard anything about them. But who do you think has really gotten better?
Yeah, the Mets have gotten better for sure. The team that I feel bad for is the Giants, because they've tried hard and have just kind of come up empty on everything. They lost Carlos Rodon to the Yankees, and so they've got the money. They're trying to spend the money. They've just not been able to do it. So I feel kind of bad for them. But I think the Mets really are the team that has really improved a lot. If you're going to say pick one team,
the Yankees get Rodon. Of course, they re-signed Judge.
Yeah, and the Mets lose Jacob DeGrom. And I'm saying they're getting better.
Yeah. That's pretty. To lose him and still be getting better, you've done something.
Yeah.
But now, you and I talked a couple of weeks ago. You did say, and I agree with you, Verlander's long in the tooth, so his effectiveness will probably begin to diminish, just simply because he's long in the tooth as a baseball player, right?
Verlander and Scherzer both. You know, I'm anxious to see how their health will hold up this year.
We're live at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. We thank you for being with us. Just a couple of good old boys talking baseball. We do this every week at noon on Wednesdays, and so next week, I'm not even sure where I'm going to be. I'm not sure I'm doing a show. Maybe, I don't know where I'm going to be next Wednesday, but.
I'll be in North Carolina next week.
Well, he won't be with us. Matter's not where I'm going to be. So,
yeah,
you're going to be in NC in the Tar Heels Day next week.
I
Good
will.
for you. Get away to a little down. I may do the same, just kind of disappear.
Yeah.
Usually between Christmas and New Year's, the chance to find guests for the show.
It's kind of hard, I bet.
Oh, because everybody like Greg's traveling.
Yeah.
Slim to none. So I may just park it next week or do one or two, and that'll be it. And enjoy the week for what it is.
Yeah.
It's a regroup time. A lot of basketball tournaments going on.
Yeah.
We're going to try and work into the Andrew Johnson Bank Ladies Classic down in Greenville. Elizabethton's in it. Elizabethton's playing in the championship of the Seahawk Holiday Classic today against Westview Academy. They beat a team out of Georgia yesterday that won 12 in a row to beat them. So the Lady Cyclones can play. Now we had Thomas Gooch on early in the show. Head coach of the Crockett Lady Pioneers. They're 11-1. They can play. Hampton's undefeated. Their girls there 10-0. They can play. Lady Cyclones are 9-2. They can play. So our girls basketball is going to be really, really good when we start first of the year, get into the conference play in all the different regions all different conferences. So, and what would it be? 2A. I get so confused. We 3A basketball. So 3A, 2A. I think we're 2A. I can't even remember. But anyway, that particular tournament, I just called the game.
All that changed one time, didn't it? Didn't they just
it's
redo all
nuts.
that a few years ago? I can't keep it straight anymore.
Well, I talked to some people from Crockett. Next year, Crockett's going to stay in football up with DB and Science, all those guys. But all the other sports are coming down into basketball and baseball. They're going to play down in Elizabethton's level.
Oh.
But they're staying up in football. I mean, it's the craziest thing. It's the TSSAA.
Wow.
I don't get any of this. But anyway, whatever division we're in, I can't remember. AA. I guess we're AAA. AA. See, I'm not even sure if there's 3 or 4 divisions in basketball now. There used to be 3. And, I don't know. But anyway, whatever the district tournament is involving Elizabethton, we're hosting the district tournament and the regional this year in Elizabethton. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. There's going to be some great basketball all season long. The district and the regional will be at John Tridway Gym in Elizabethton. So we're very excited about that. So,
yeah.
But I can't keep up. And see, you can play up, but you can't play down.
Okay.
So when your enrollment, they did the new enrollment, and I get all that. So you can play up. If you're a smaller school, you can go up. But if you're a bigger school, you can't come down. But they did come down because Crockett, and I'm just saying what people told me. Crockett's staying up in football, but they're coming down all the other sports, which to me is not what the rule says. I mean, because they said you can go up, but you can't go down. But they did go down. They're playing down, but does that make sense? They're going to stay up in the.
Unless they've been up and then they're coming down. I don't know. Or they've been down and they're coming up.
I got a headache. I don't know. Anyway, so how'd I get on that? Anyway, Thomas Gooch and the Crockett Lady Pioneers he's on the show earlier today. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, Jeff Birchfield joins us here in a few minutes, talk a little sports. He's been covering all the high school teams and the Lady Bucks and talk a little NASCAR as well. So baseball,
there he is.
Speaking of, there he is. So baseball-wise, what else? What have we left on the table? We got everything pretty well covered?
Well, the Dansby Swanson signing. We didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
So, so that was an interesting move. He's going to the Cubs, and the Cubs are making an effort. They're going out and signing the players they think they need to put a winning team on the field, and let's face it, they've improved themselves with that signing.
Drew Smiley, is that a good move for the Cubs?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not enough to push them over the top, but yeah, good move for them. It's worthwhile. It's worth a chance.
Cardinals have been quiet, haven't they?
Yeah, they have.
Yeah. Brewers have been quiet. I'm trying to think of all the teams.
Yeah, the Brewers have made some trades. They traded Hunter Renfroe and things like that. But yeah, and they was it Wong? Colton Wong they traded as well. Yeah, so they've made a couple of moves, but I think the moves they have made maybe have been as sellers instead of buyers, so they're probably not helping themselves a whole lot.
Pirates re-upped Austin Hedges. They re-signed him, so that's as a catcher, I guess. I mean, I don't know anything about the Pirates, but I'm trying to go down to thinking of all the teams I keep hearing about, and I don't hear anything about anybody in the Central outside of.
Yeah.
Well, really not anybody except the Cubs. In the East, it's been all the Mets. In the West, The Dodgers have done a few things. Cody Bellinger, did that move a good one?
Well, yeah, I mean, he's worth a risk because, you know, he probably needed to change the scenery, I think. You know, the guy's former MVP. I mean, come on, he can play.
He can play.
It's just whether or not. And still, I think he's hurt. I really think the guy's got a bad shoulder. I don't think his shoulder's ever healed.
Really?
Yeah, and I think he needs to have shoulder surgery.
Justin Turner going to the Red Sox. They're good.
Yeah.
They've not done much either, have they?
Not really, no. Losing Xander Bogaerts was a blow to them. So picking up Justin Turner, which he's probably going to have to move to first base or DH because he's not going to play third with Rafael Devers there. But that's a pick, which, you know, for me that was a blow to the Dodgers because, okay, let's face it, Justin Turner has produced for the Dodgers, but I think he's been more valuable to them in the clubhouse and as that rah-rah guy than anything. And it's kind of like the Dodgers and the Red Sox just kind of traded, you know, JD Martinez for Justin Turner. Is really kind of what they did since they went out and signed JD Martinez.
What about the Blue Jays?
Pretty quiet.
Yeah.
We're not hearing a lot about them.
Nope.
Which I mean, they were pretty good last year. So they may be just kind of saying, let's try it again.
So I'm thinking of NL West. The Giants kept coming up empty, firing blanks. We can get the guy. Padres, we talked about getting a car.
That's always the thing for them. They've kind of got an all-star team over there anyway. So let's wait and see, you know, how it's going to turn out.
Machado and Fernando Tat.
Yeah.
There's two of my favorite people in the whole wide world right there. Zipping through Chick-fil-A. Fernando Tatis, Manny Machado, Soto.
Mm-hmm.
They've got some hosses on that team.
They do.
They traded my little guy does the pitter patter of his feet. Matheny, is that what his name? Not Matheny. No, what was the pitcher's name?
Oh, Clevenger.
Where'd I get Matheny? Clevenger.
Yeah, Clevenger.
He's the guy that I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
Sitting watching, he pitter patters his feet before he delivers the ball, and I'm thinking, what's he doing? I thought he had like athletes, but I mean, he's like pitter patters his feet on every delivery.
It's either a timing thing or a
nerves,
or he's trying to distract the batter. Maybe
he made me a nervous wreck.
It could be he's trying to distract the batter. I mean, that would get my attention if I'm in there, getting ready to hit, and the pitcher's got his feet moving all over the place.
Yeah, we were sitting there watching the game. I said, "What's he doing?" She said, "Nerves. His nerves." I don't think so, but
I don't think so.
Anyway, he's gone. What's his name? Clevenger.
Mike Clevenger.
Yeah. So you do think Daniel Norris somebody will re-sign him? Maybe.
I think so. Yeah, somebody will give him a chance. Yeah. Like I said, it might be a minor league deal with an invitation to spring training, but he'll probably end up in somebody's bullpen. That's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wouldn't mind seeing my team give him a chance.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care to see the Reds sign him.
You're back in 2 weeks, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yep, next week you'll be vacating. We probably will too, because, again, like I said, trying to find guests the week after Christmas. Everybody scatters. These guys are going to be covering ball tournaments left and right.
Oh, they're going to be covered up.
I asked Tanner, I said, I had him on Monday. I said, you going to be available next week? He said 2 words, Arby's Classic. I said, gotcha. So
my dad used to go to that all the time.
I remember that.
Yeah, he used to love to go up there.
Some of that, yeah. So I may just park it and just kick back and enjoy the week, or do a very limited. So anyway, you're back in 2 weeks. And
yes, sir.
Spring training, all the, we get back.
Oh, we'll be talking about that pretty soon.
On the backside of the New Year's, it's Katie bar the door then, right?
It is, yeah.
Hard to believe.
6 weeks from spring training.
Cranking back up. I love it. So baseball will be in the air in about 6 weeks, is that what you said?
Yeah, and 6 weeks from the first, about 7 weeks from
7
now.
weeks.
Yeah, about 7 weeks.
I love it.
And opening day is 99 days from today.
Opening day, 99 days from the first day of winter. So everybody's flipping out over the weather. I went to the weather forecast. I mean, it's going to be cold, Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
All right, and a little bit on Sunday. Monday's in the 40s. Next week, it's going to be back in the 60s.
Wow.
Everybody's flipping out. It's like, okay, just hunker down. You what? Get it fast forward, yeah. But you know what? They've been wrong. The first week was a major winter storm.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're down to flurries, maybe a little bit of snow.
Yeah.
So, and you just never know.
Yeah.
We'll take what it comes.
Oh yeah. My future son-in-law is flying into Knoxville Friday night, so I'm hoping it's not too bad. Because of heavy winds too, so that's more troublesome for the planes.
That's what bothers me. It's going to blow my hair all over the place. So
Your hair.
I was waiting for the reaction. I got it. Your hair. I just dropped that in there to see what he'd do. But he played it perfectly. Your hair. I love it.
You have hair.
I do have hair. So
It sticks out under your hat.
Yeah, it blows just.
Not much under the hat. But
No, not much under the hat, but it's hanging down on my
hanging
shoulder.
down below the hat.
And
Yeah.
when the wind blows, I'm just, when the wind blows, I'm just frazzled.
Yeah.
Because I work so hard on my hair and it just goes.
I know you
crazy.
do.
Yeah.
Go to the barbershop every week.
That's it. Your hair. That's how my brother does his hair. He just takes and combs it over, and then what's really funny is the wind blows, it'll flap up like this. It'll stick straight like a chicken log. If he gets the wind just the right way, I'll wear him out. And then he gets mad at me. So
my wife tells me my part tends to like slide down, further down. I don't know why that is. So my wife tells me I have to keep moving it back up because it looks like a comb over, even though it's not. You know, and she fusses at me. She says, I get ready to go see Bobby, and she'll say, you gotta have him move that part back up. It just slides down naturally for some reason. She said, your hair's looking like a comb over. It's not a comb over. I do have hair.
we reached into the interview. We're talking about each other's hair. The tank is empty, folks. It's time to go. Jeff Birchfield's next.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
His
Tom.
hair's a mess, mine's a mess, and you out there could give a rip, I can tell you.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be right back. We got Jeff Birchfield coming up next. He joins us right after this time out from the Jewelers Bench on the Tom Bailey Sports Show. Back talking to our buddy Sherry Holtzclaw, the Jewelers Bench. Watches. Tell me about this watch, would you please?
So this is a bearing watch. They're super thin, lightweight. The crystal is guaranteed not to scratch. So if it does scratch, you bring it back and the company replaces it. And it's $199.
That's your price point. All right, there's one of them.
Yep.
All right, show me another one, please.
And then here's going to be a dark blue one.
Okay.
And
Nice. Show you the band.
it's kind of like a mesh band. So they're, super lightweight, real thin, just very comfortable and easy to wear.
Okay.
And then we'll do a man's. This is kind of gives you like the Rolex style look, I guess. And that one's $249.
There's the band. There's the face.
And those actually has links, so which all of them are adjustable, so they'll fit just about any wrist. There's another man's. I just love the different colors that they've come out with.
It's kind of a cobalt blue, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let me put it up this way. You can see it a little bit better. There you go. There you go. All right. And
there's another man's.
Another man's watch. Okay. See on the screen the Bearing brand. Here's the band to show you. Price point on this one again is.
I'm gonna say that one's $199, maybe a little more.
Okay.
And this one's a black ladies with a little bit of gold accent, and it's $199.
Got lots of watches here, folks. These are the Bearing watches. See, there's the name. At the Jewelers Bench, where we are, of course. All right. Now, how do we find you? Social media?
So social media is Facebook and Instagram. Website is jewelersbench10.com.
There you go. Hours are open?
Right now we're open Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 6, and then this Saturday we'll be open 9:30 to 5, and then on New Year's Eve we're going to be open 9:30 to 4.
There you go. All right, here at the Jewelers Bench in Elizabethton, proud sponsor of the Cyclones and the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At Carter County Bank, it's our job to help you focus on the happy moments and check off the things on your to-do list to make them happen. We're here along the way so you can pull off the happiest moments in life. Carter County Bank, in the business of happiness.
Hi, my name is Brian, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A mac and cheese is you can taste the different types of cheeses and the blends that they use, and everything just comes together. It's like a delicate dance. They're like perfection in every bite.
Back on the Tom Miller Sports Show, look who showed up. Appreciate him stopping by, as he always does. Talk a little sports. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
Doing well, Tom.
Yep, thank you for being with us. Always appreciate you add so much to the show. And got him for a few minutes before we sign off and get out of here. Again, big thanks to our first guest, Thomas Gooch, head basketball coach of the Crockett Lady Pioneers. They're 11-1, playing some really good basketball. Hampton's ladies are undefeated at 10-0. Elizabeth is 9-2. They're playing in the championship of the Seahawk Holiday Classic down in Hilton Head today, playing against Westview Academy, which will be a great game. And so a lot of good basketball going on, a lot of tournaments in and around the area. So you've been covering a lot of those. But, again, we lose Tom Browning through the perfect game, the local tie. Jeff Reed, who caught that game when he was with the Reds, is now the coach at Providence Academy, the baseball coach. You're going to interview him today, is that right?
Yeah, I'm going to interview Jeff a little later today. So, yeah, we've got that set up. And so it should be interesting, his take. I want to sort of go inning by inning when they realized maybe something special was happening that day and all.
Yep. So, a perfect game. So, for folks out there going, what's a perfect game mean? By definition, it is.
Yeah, you have not only a no-hitter, but, you don't walk anyone or allow anyone on base at all, So, 27 batters, and 27 of them retired,
Go back to the dugout.
That's it.
That's it. It's called a perfect game, and Tom Browning did that on a night when it was rainy, and they had a bunch of rain delays, and it was a very sparse crowd saw baseball history. Browning passed away again early in the week at 62. We told you at the start of the show, Franco Harris passed away at the age of 72. The Steelers' great running back, and the irony of that is they were going to, I don't know if they will now or not, they were supposed to retire his jersey at halftime on Christmas Eve in a couple of days when they play the Raiders, my boys. So I don't know if they'll still do that or not, but Franco Harris, a lot of great memories.
Oh, yeah. That's obviously one of the most famous plays, not in just Steelers-Raiders rivalry, but in NFL history with the immaculate reception right there.
Yep. Passed away overnight at the age of 72. All right, let's go back to NASCAR. We talked about 6 through 10 2 weeks ago. We were at Phil's Dream Bed. So you broke it down to top 5 NASCAR drivers. Before we get into who it was, what did you base it on?
Well, based it on a lot on recent performance, obviously. I tried not to just do the history, because if you do that, then like Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick both have 60 career wins. But, you have to look at their overall career, but it is more on recent performance that I was basing everything on.
So we did 6 through 10 2 weeks ago, so let's hit number 5. Who's number 5?
Number 5 was Kyle Busch, even though he's had a couple of down years. The only race he won last year was Bristol Dirt Race, whenever the leaders tangled on the last lap. And not been a couple good years, but I look for Kyle to bounce back really strong here with Richard Childress Racing, to start the 2023 season.
So, good question, or good point. New team, new source of energy and excitement. He's got to carry over to the track. Does he bring all of his crew guys with him? Do they stay at Joe Gibbs? Does he inherit the guys who are over there at RCR? How's that work?
Yeah, he inherits the guys at RCR. All the guys at Joe Gibbs Racing decided to stay there. But that is a good point, because with some drivers, you will see some crew chiefs move from team to team. But in this case, he's going to have Tyler Reddick's team from last year. And, of course, Tyler Reddick won 3 races, looked very good and was strong, most of the season. You'd think Kyle Busch would elevate them, even more, where they may even be a championship contender this year.
So how long does it take a team and a driver to mesh?
Well, it's interesting. Sometimes it takes a while, and then other times we've seen cases like I can remember Dale Jarrett, when they formed the 88 team, they won the Daytona 500 right off the bat with him. And, Todd Parrott, it's really that driver crew chief is a lot of times like a head coach and a quarterback, or a head coach and a point guard. Sometimes there's just instant chemistry, and then, sometimes you're in a position, and I mentioned this in my notes, like Archie Manning's a good guy here with his NFL career, comparing him to NASCAR with like Brad Keselowski right now. He's with a team where Brad's probably a top 5, top 6 talent, but Brad, is at the team that I don't think at the moment, can really contend for a bunch of wins.
We're live here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City for a few more minutes. We're talking to our buddy, obviously, Jeff Birchfield, Johnson City Press, King Sport Times News. Number 5, Busch. Number 4 was who?
Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin, has been very consistent winner, throughout his career. The one thing with Denny, though, last year he won 2 races, but he really across the finish line first 3 times. He had the race at Pocono where the car got disqualified. But the thing is with Denny, he was so up and down last year. It's not really a typical performance from his team.
So being an owner now, which he is, does that take away from his on-track driving for himself because he's now an owner, keeping an eye on the other guys and the bills and everything? Is that a distraction?
It can be if, you let it become one. But I think, he's done a good job overall of still concentrating first and foremost on his number 11 team. But, yeah, it easily can become a distraction if you aren't very organized on that, for sure.
So, before we get to number 3, all right, Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin, teammates for a number of years. Now they're not going to be. Are they still going to be buddies, or all of a sudden now you're with RCR and I'm with Joe Gibbs, and so we're friends, but now we're going to be at arm's length?
Yeah, they obviously not going to share information and stuff like that. Which the teams are going to be different with the different manufacturers anyway. But yeah, as far as working together on the track, like at a restrictor plate race, I would see where those guys would still maybe do that to a degree because, they can trust each other and know, race together so long they know what the other one's going to do.
Kyle Busch 5, Denny Hamlin 4, number 3.
Number 3 was Chase Elliott, so Chase has been the only driver really the last 3 years to qualify for the championship race and stuff. So he led the series in wins with 5 wins last year. So, Chase, very talented driver. I think he'll be a multiple-time champion, by the time his career's over. And, it's going to be interesting. His father, Bill, won 44 races. I think Chase will actually end up with a larger number than that, honestly, by the time he retires.
Number 2.
Number 2 is Kyle Larson.
Kyle Larson, yeah.
Kyle Larson, and if you take into account any type of race cars, he's obviously with the sprint cars, with the midgets, with the dirt late models. If you say what's the best driver out there as far as, all types of race cars, definitely would be Kyle Larson. He had the 10 wins 2 years, or in 2021. Last year, he had a little bit of a setback, but he's still, just phenomenal talent.
So it brings us to number 1. I didn't think it would be number 1, but he is number 1. That's what I said 2 weeks ago, and he is number 1. He is?
Yeah, Joey Logano, the NASCAR champion. And Joey has proven, the last couple of years, like a winner of the first Bristol Dirt Race, won at the LA Coliseum, won at Gateway where NASCAR Cup Series never raced before. Proven to be so adaptable. And then obviously the performance he and the 22 team put on at Phoenix, they dominated that race.
We're live again at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City, talking to our buddy Jeff Birchfield. As we are. Again, we're here for a few more minutes. So what about his former teammate Keselowski? He did not have a good year at all. So, the guys that struggled, what are they doing right now? Are they spending more time in the garage getting ready? They're getting away from it? Excuse me, the guys that did good, we know what they're probably doing. They're celebrating, but the guys that struggle like Keselowski, what are they doing right now?
I think Keselowski and Chris Buescher probably are spending a lot of time in the simulator there at the Ford racing, complex there outside of Charlotte. So I would imagine they're doing a lot of time on the simulator. Like I said, I think those guys are top-level drivers, but the problem is, like you said, with their teams, they're good teams. Don't get me wrong. We saw how well they ran at the Bristol Night Race in September. But they're just, they're not to the level of the Team Penske or Hendrick Motorsports. Roush Fenway fell off, for several years. They didn't have, some of the right guys in place. And so it's taken them a while, to build it back up.
So Joey Logano, by virtue of winning his second championship, is now, he's the real deal. He's legit.
Oh, I think he's legit before, he's won like 31 races, and including the Daytona 500. He's won Bristol Night Race, he's won all these major events and stuff. So, I think Joey Logano's definitely the real deal.
They'll start back in January, I guess. They'll start back up. They'll start with the Daytona testing. Is that what happens?
Well, they don't do the testing like they used to.
They don't?
No, they do a lot of work anymore on those simulators that Chevy and Ford and Toyota, complexes there around the Charlotte area. So, yeah, the guys don't do the on-track testing and the teams as much as they used to did, for sure.
It'll be here before you know it. Again,
I think 60 days to the Daytona 500.
Hard to believe. Hard to believe. So it just keeps on keeping on. What else going on? What have you been covering? You've been covering Lady Buck basketball, didn't you?
Yeah, I covered them last night. They had their 11th non-conference win of the season, which ties the program record, and they've got a couple of chances to break it. One Thursday night against Mount St. Mary's, and then they play Converse College at home on New Year's Eve. So I feel pretty confident they're probably going to break that record and stuff. Brenda Mock Brown's done a great job with that team, and then another racing thing been working on is the top 10 Tennessee drivers of all time. So sort of hate on that. I left out, a lot of our local guys, but I mean, I didn't only include NASCAR. I tried to include all forms of, racing on that, other than I didn't include motocross, but as far as, actual cars, I did.
I would think, I'm not seeing the list yet, I would think Scott Bloomquist is in there somewhere.
If Scott Bloomquist is in the top 5, I haven't revealed him yet. But yeah,
I would think so. So, you put them out today, didn't you?
Yeah, 6 through 10's out today, so well, I mean, I can
let it rip.
We had LD Ottinger, who's a 2-time national late model sportsman, which is what the number 2 series was before it became the Busch Series and Xfinity Series national champion. He's at number 10. Number 9 was Alan Johnson, our guy from Greenville, the NHRA Pro Stock champion. Let's see, I was trying to think, number 8, and there my mind just went blank. Yeah, you got a paper there. That's awesome. So that's good. We got Clay Milliken there at number 6, I see.
We go to B3 to find out the rest of
B3, there we go. We'll have to go to the reveal here.
B3, so you have.
Okay, so number 8 is Bobby Hamilton, of course. He is a NASCAR Cup Series driver, also a Truck Series champion. Another Newport driver. Who could imagine 2 drivers from a town as small as Newport? But you got Jimmy Owens there at number 7. He's 4-time champion of the Lucas Oil Series, plus he is a multiple-time champion there of the Modifieds. And then number 6 got Clay Milliken, who won like 6 straight IHRA when IHRA used to run all the big events just like NHRA. He won 6 straight Top Fuel championships.
The Newport Nightmares, what you said Jimmy Owens' nickname was.
Yeah, sure is.
Yep. So you're covering Lady Bucks, all right, and then what happens? You've still been doing them. And been doing some high school too, right?
Some high school. Had Tennessee High. I covered, I guess, where they were undefeated last week. I know they suffered their first loss of the season last night down in a Florida tournament. Seen a lot of good basketball teams around here. Westridge has looked good at times. Elizabeth, and I think I was at a game. They struggled a little bit, but I think they've turned it around. I saw where Coach Honeycutt got his 200th career win recently. Unicoi County, I've covered them. They've looked really good, they won the Hardee's Classic and all that. And then on the girls' side, just talking with Crockett, how well they're playing. A great matchup. I mean, they're not scheduled to play this year, but it would be Crockett and Elizabeth. And just with those 2 point guards are so good with Lena Line and Bella Ferguson. They're probably the 2 best point guards, in the area, I would say for sure.
Yep. And that would be a very good matchup. And so that's not going to happen because they're not scheduled to play each other. So what is basketball now? Is it 3 classes?
4 classes, actually.
4, all right. So
it gets confusing because there's 6 classes in football, 4 classes in baseball, softball, basketball. Some sports have 2 classes. And then I guess I'm like Rodney Dangerfield. I have no class.
No. There you go. I brought my bell back. You see that?
That's it.
There you go. That's a good one-liner. He has no class. I saw some people from Crockett. They said they're going to stay up in football next year, but they're going to come down in basketball and baseball. And I tried to explain a few minutes ago where we were so Elizabethton's in 3A, correct?
Yeah, they're in 3A and basketball.
AAA, 3A basketball. So the 3A district tournament and the regional will be in Elizabethton this year is what I was trying to say earlier. So I can't keep up with them. 3A, 2A, 4A, and so.
Yeah, one thing ridiculous with those reclassifications is sometimes you're going to have 4 teams in like a district, and there's no point of even playing a district tournament, to be honest. I mean, you're going to reseed after teams have played all season to, get the seeds in the district, but all you're doing is reseeding for the region, so that's ridiculous, on that part.
Didn't make a whole lot of sense to me either.
It doesn't, no.
All right, so got your tree up?
Got the tree up. Yeah.
Artificial or real?
Artificial, though.
Artificial.
But it's pretty tree. It's not real big, but it's big enough.
Lights on the tree, are they white or are they colored?
I got colored lights on the tree. Now my front porch and stuff just have white lights.
White lights. Okay,
which I'll be honest, I'll leave those up all year. I actually like, even in the summertime occasionally.
I do too.
Turn them on.
I'll leave a tree up year round. So come home, pop on the lights, sit there. It's just relaxing for me. After talking all day, it's just good to chill.
It is.
Decompress, as they say. You probably do the same thing too, don't you? Just go home, just sit and just let your brain, because you got so much going through that brain, you just kind of let it.
Well, a lot of times, I'm home so late, and you do have to decompress for about an hour.
Absolutely.
So, I'll get home after midnight, and then I'm like 2 o'clock in the morning before I go to bed sometimes. So.
Yep. And before we call a game and done this show and go out and call a game that night, we'll be yapping for 4 hours at a time.
Yeah, you just have that adrenaline going, I guess
exactly right.
It's about that way with any job, It takes you a while to unwind. I remember years ago I worked with General Shell in Kingsport, and it's a little bit of a drive home to where I live in Unicoi, but the thing was, it was nice because that sort of gave you time to unwind. By the time you got home, you were.
Yep, I understand. So, got all your Christmas shopping done?
Got most of it done. I got a little bit here still to do, but I'll probably knock it out here this afternoon, actually.
Probably. Before all this crazy weather's coming?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's just going to be cold. I think a little bit of snow, but it's going to moderate pretty quick. 2 days and you'll be done. So,
yeah, for sure.
Right, so.
I tell you, though, it's been crazy, just talking different sports. I guess I've covered probably as wide a variety of sports as anyone in the last few weeks. I've done everything from boxing and wrestling to, got an interview with Steve Spurrier coming up in Friday's paper, not talking about his coaching career, but since then as a restaurant owner and being the star of commercials and stuff like that.
Life after coaching, right?
Yeah. And he still works for the University of Florida. He's like they call him ambassador, he goes out and raises money for them, stuff, something similar to what Phil Fulmer was doing before, he and University of Tennessee parted ways.
Merry Christmas to you and yours, sir.
You as well, sir.
Probably, I don't know what I'm doing next week, but if I'm around, I may buzz you. If not, we'll definitely talk after New Year's, start a brand new year.
Well, sounds great.
Thank you. Get you something. You hungry?
Yeah, definitely. Ready. You had that advertisement on a while ago, had the Chick-fil-A macaroni and cheese. I've never had that, but man, that looked good.
Good. It's like a religious experience. You want to get that. That is good stuff right there. Can't go wrong with that. So, quick break. We'll come right back. Again, appreciate him stopping by here. We'll come back and wrap it up, take a look at a couple other things in the world of sports, and get ready to head on out. We'll do that right after this time out. We are live again. We're at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on the Tom Daly Sports Show.
The new Tempur-Pedics are here, and they're all on sale. Get a great night to sleep on the most recommended bed in America while getting 0% interest for 48 months with 0 down payment, plus free delivery, setup, and removal. You deserve a better night's rest. Get to Cannon's Furniture in downtown Elizabethton today.
As soon as Mr. Steve walks in, it's like a ray of sunshine has entered our restaurant.
Sure is nice to hear.
For his 100th birthday, we wanted to do it as big as possible.
That was someday, I'll tell you.
Customers came in, brought gifts and cards.
When I walked in and they all clapped, that was quite a surprise to me.
It's a really warm feeling in your heart to know that your father's got other people looking out for him.
We decided to give him free Chick-fil-A for life.
One of my main reasons I want to live forever.
I think you got it in you.
Back on the Tom Daly Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We are live again here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on this first day of winter, coming in officially at 4:48 this afternoon. Let's run down one more time. Top 25 college basketball tonight. Tennessee plays. They'll take on Austin Peay. They'll do that at 6 o'clock at Thompson Bowling Arena. Also, the top-ranked team in the country, Purdue, hosting New Orleans tonight. Houston, the third-ranked Cougars, hosting McNeese State. Other games, 13th-ranked UCLA home in Pauley Pavilion to UC Davis. 21st-ranked Virginia Tech, the Hokies play at Boston College. 19th-ranked Kentucky at Rupp Arena, home to Florida A&M. 7th-ranked Texas taking on Louisiana tonight. 20th-ranked TCU, the Horned Frogs, will play at Utah. 23rd-ranked Auburn, Bruce Pearl and his boys will be in Washington tonight to battle the Huskies. 10th-ranked Arkansas hosting UNC Asheville. And 25th-ranked Arizona State at San Francisco. East Tennessee State travels to play LSU tonight. Bucks are 4-8, LSU at 10-1 in men's top 25 college basketball. Then you look at college football. Big shot in the arm for the Kentucky Wildcats. Former NC State quarterback Devin Leary transferring to Kentucky from NC State. Leary picking Kentucky is a huge win for the Wildcats, not only to land an instant impact player at quarterback, but also to beat out the other SEC teams for his commitment. One of the top quarterbacks in the transfer portal, Devin Leary, moving from NC State to Kentucky for the Wildcats. National Hockey League last night. Winners on the ice, Carolina, Philadelphia, the Penguins, Toronto, Winnipeg, Seattle, the Kings, and Calgary all get W's last night on the ice. Tonight, Nashville skates in Chicago against the Blackhawks. Others tonight in the National Hockey League, Tampa Bay skates at Detroit, New Jersey at Florida, Montreal in Colorado against the Avalanche, Edmonton, the Oilers skate in Dallas, Vegas hosting Arizona, and Minnesota skates in Anaheim tonight in the National Hockey League. We'll tell you how those go tomorrow. College football, Illinois coach Brett Bielema gets a contract extension through 2028. 13-11 in his second season at Illinois. Will receive an annual salary from going from 4.3 to right at $6 million in the new agreement. The Illini, finishing 8-4, will play Mississippi State in the ReliaQuest Bowl, the fifth postseason appearance since reaching the 2008 Rose Bowls. They've been on a roll, and so Bielema gets a contract extension from 4.3 to $6 million. He's going to be again extended until 2028. He'll be there for the next 6 years allegedly. Arch Manning, 6'4", 220 quarterback out of New Orleans, makes it official. He signed with Texas early this morning. 4-year starter, over 8,500 yards, 115 touchdowns. He committed to Texas over Georgia, Alabama, LSU, Clemson, and Virginia. And so he is there in the fold officially. He is going to be and is a Texas Longhorn. All right, one bowl game today, the New Orleans Bowl. At 9 o'clock tonight, Western Kentucky Hilltoppers against the South Alabama Jaguars. Tomorrow you got one. The Armed Forces Bowl tomorrow, Air Force will take on the Baylor Bears tomorrow in Fort Worth, Texas. So there you go on that. All right, done. We say thank you, of course, to our guest, Thomas Googe, Crockett Lady Pioneer basketball coach, Greg Salyer, Major League Baseball update, and, of course, wrapping things up, Jeff Birchfield, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News sports writer. Tomorrow, new set of guests. Tomorrow we'll be at Lingerfield Drug Center in downtown Elizabethton tomorrow, broadcasting live there. Looking forward to doing that. And we'll wrap things up as we always do with the verse of the day. And it goes as follows. Psalm 16, 1 and 2. Keep me safe, O God, for in thee do I put my trust. Keep me safe, O God, for in thee do I put my trust. I said to the Lord, you are my Lord. Apart from you, I have no good thing. Whew, that is awesome. I said to the Lord, you are my Lord. Apart from you, I have no good thing. That's a good way to wrap up show number 1,765 on this first day of winter here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Back tomorrow, Lingerfield Drug Center. Hope if you don't have a church home, come by and join us tonight, 7 o'clock, Pleasant Beach Baptist Church in Elizabethton. Love to have you. And if I don't see you then, I'll see you tomorrow. If I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you whenever our paths cross. Out of time, we sincerely thank you for yours. Again, we'll wrap it up by always telling you, bloom where you're planted. Well, Mama used to say, and we always tell you, win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for watching show number 1,765 today, originating from Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Till we greet you tomorrow at 11 o'clock from Lingerfield Drug Center in downtown Elizabeth, and we'll tell you as always, win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for watching the show. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great